Mike, after Tuesday night and then Michigan puts that run into either side of halftime, what does it say about this group, the way they just kind of dug in and pulled together maybe last 10, 12 minutes?
They got a lot of fight in them. I didn't know how we would respond after the Iowa game, and I thought we came out and defensively we were as good as we've been all year. And then right before the half, they made, I think, a 10-0 run that cut our lead to 2. And, kind of knocked us for a loop a little bit. And we came back this second half, and they were clicking on all cylinders, man. And we just kept grinding. I was shuffling guys. We were in foul trouble with Gallo and eventually fouling out. But I thought everybody that played, man, just kept making plays, and I thought the 2 plays that Race made down the stretch from a defensive standpoint, the 2 steals were probably the biggest 2 plays of the game.
Mike, at one point, I think it was 6 straight Michigan possessions without a field goal when you were down 10. What do you feel like in that stretch got the guys back on track?
Well, again, it's been our defense all year, man. When we're clicking defensively and getting stops, and then if we're making shots, because we started to make some shots throughout that run, we're a pretty good team when we're doing that. And we was getting stops after stops, and we had no choice. They were playing extremely well, and, once we took the lead, then it was back and forth. I thought the steal that Race had, and the layup that he missed, that really could have iced it for us, I thought. But took us overtime to go get it.
Yeah, Coach, I just want to get your thoughts on Trey's performance on senior night. 27 points, 9 rebounds, leads you in assists, 2 big blocks in overtime. What did you think about the way he played, considering it's senior night, you guys are playing for double bye and everything?
Well, there was a lot at stake. It's last game at home and, playing for the double bye. Something that we didn't do last year. Hell, we had to play our way into tournament play last year. It kind of eases the mind a little bit, but they still had to step up and make plays to help us win this game because Michigan was playing for something as well. But I can't say enough about Trayce Jackson-Davis. He's had a stellar career here at Indiana, but he's still got a lot of basketball left.
Coach, about 14 minutes left. You took Race and Miller off the floor, and then it was Trayce, 3 true freshmen, and Tamar. They kind of weathered the storm to keep Indiana in the game. What did you see from that rotation on the floor at that time?
Well, at that, Miller and Race were struggling when I took them out of the game. So I was searching, too, as a coach. And I thought Tamar came in and Caleb came in and big fella Malik, they gave us some positive minutes throughout that stretch. But coming down the home stretch, make no mistake about it, I was going with my seniors. And that's when I made the push to put Miller and Race back to bring it home.
Mike, it's a different era these days, but, Mike Miller and Race and Trayce all had choices to make last year in regards to coming back. And, you got a 6th-year and a 5th-year guy and a 4th-year guy. How much does it mean to you that commitment that they've made is now, kind of played out itself a little bit?
Means a lot, because, again, this being my first go-around and coming into a situation where everybody was in a disarray and was talking about leaving. Hell, I didn't know what we were going to do, to be honest with you, until they started to made the decision to come back and us getting Miller. It's been a good run for all 3 of those guys because they've experienced something that they hadn't experienced in college basketball. And that was last year playing in tournament play in the NCAA. Miller had never been there, and neither Race or Trayce had been there. So, they've done a lot in a short period of time, but we still got a long way to go.
Hey, Woody. As the game was ticking down in the last few minutes, I just seemed to wonder about when you played, and I just wonder if any game came up that you were thinking, man, we got to have the fans, we got to have the will to win, and just your thoughts as it went down to the end and went into overtime.
Hey, it was my last game here on this floor, playing for the Big Ten title. Everything was at stake, man. And, to win the Big Ten title in overtime on your own floor in front of your own fan base, man, that was one of the biggest thrills of my life playing here. And it was on senior night. So, I mean, it made it even better. So, those were the things I was thinking. I wanted these guys to win in the worst way, man, because it's a good feeling to be home back here your last game on senior night in front of your fan base and winning basketball games. And they were able to pull it out. So I'm so proud of them.
Mike, you mentioned last year having to play into the tournament and thinking all that. This year you don't have those worries. Not only that, you most likely secured the number 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament, which gives you the double bye. How important is having that double bye for this team moving forward?
Well, it's very important. I think back to last season when you have to play. We played 3 straight games, 3 straight nights. Man, that's tough, physically as well as mentally. And, our guys were right there at the end fighting, man. They were playing for something, man, because they had never tasted NCAA play. And, this year will be a little different. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is still a lot of basketball. It really is. And we got to take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and see where it leads us. But I'm happy that we're playing 3 games versus 4.
Okay, Mike, and we'll finish up with Zach.
Coach, Tamar's been on a little bit of a roller coaster here over the last month or so. Even struggled a little bit early in this game, but you had to go to him with Trey in foul trouble, and he seemed like he really stepped up and responded for you.
He did. I mean, they turned to me and said, "Who you going with?" Well, I got to go with the next senior guy. I can't rely on freshmen to bail us out. And, Tamar's had some big games for us, especially here in this building. So I elected to go with him, and he brought it home. He played well down the stretch, made a big shot. So I couldn't be more proud of a kid. He stepped up and did what he needed to do to help us win.
Okay, last question, Zach.
I wanted to ask about Tamar, too. His defense in particular, he spent a lot of time on Bufkin those last 10, 12 minutes, and it seemed like he kind of took Bufkin out of the game, out of his rhythm. Just what did he do well?
He earned the stripes tonight, because that kid is pretty good and has been playing extremely well. And I thought Tamar did a tremendous job on him in terms of trying to keep him in front and making him make tough shots. And we're going to need that the rest of the way. I mean, everybody's got to be on board and committed and see what happens.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.